Hello.
Jimmy,
Hey, can you see me?
I no, not yet.
Oh, that's weird. Hold on.
I see you
Okay.
now.
Okay, there we are.
Good to meet you, at
Hey.
least through technology.
Hey, Danny, how's it going?
Good man, running around. Sorry that I ran a little behind from my
Don't
previous
worry.
conversation, but yeah, man, good to connect.
I I know you've got the what is that? MCM no, MDs.
Yeah, the MDMC. Yeah,
Yeah, you've got that happening. When's that going on?
that's next Tuesday. So it starts on Monday of next week,
Right,
a week
right.
from now, and so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You gonna be there on your own with a booth or
So the conference is directed by a team for the past 13 years. And
Mhm.
so I will be there by myself, but with the help of an AI chatbot that's going to be the official chatbot for the
Mhm.
conference, plus my chatbot for my presentation. That's a support bot that's going to provide case studies and that. I don't want to bore my audience with boring data. The bot is going to take care of that.
Uh-huh.
And now so we're gonna have a bot for the booth, right? It's gonna be an unmanned booth, but hopefully AI will do a good job, or we do a good job providing the AI that'll talk to people there.
Wow, that's going to be a mind blower.
We hope so, right? So I think that with some basic to moderate
Hmm.
functionality,
Hmm.
it's enough to blow people's minds without
Hmm.
unlocking the really advanced stuff. Yeah, so that's what we intend to do. I think that we're gonna have some good exposure directly or indirectly with that audience that's gonna participate. I mean, the MDMC is the Midwest Digital Marketing Conference, right?
Right.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it and just a lot of
All
plans for it. Yeah.
all right. Gonna rock, man. It's gonna rock.
Yeah, man. So tell me what's going on in your world. You're in Quebec, right?
Yep, I'm in Quebec, and or in my world, it's a bit split. Here's the first part. I own online business services. I create business plans. I find funding for people that want to become entrepreneurs and whatever, and but mostly in the form of grants. Okay,
Okay.
so anything that has to do, with that. And I've been doing that for a long time, but I got sidetracked with the restaurant business. So I'm just giving you a real fast.
Yeah.
And we had expanded. I mean, we had that's not even an expansion. We had exploded here in Quebec and in Ontario, 15 restaurants and five in Florida.
Wow. When you say we exploded, tell me a little bit about that involvement. Are they your restaurants or your
Span of yeah,
restaurant?
in a span of like I would say 4 years, you could say, right? Probably about 3.5 years. We went from zero to 15 stores.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow.
So the I can't hear you somehow. I think did
Oh,
you mute or
no, I have not.
no?
Can you hear me
That's
now?
weird. Hold on. Okie dokie. Did I mute?
I hear you
Hold
perfectly.
on. Okay, that was probably me. Something happened on the stupid thing. Um, yeah, so we expanded extremely fast. I had this business as a call center. We had like 15 people on the phones. We're doing like, some major, I mean, doing some really good volumes. So we got sidetracked, and unfortunately, that growth being so fast, so whatever, it just caved in. And we got out of the restaurant industry, and I kind of took back this business, being online automations and all of that, from that time on. So I started looking into, I had no idea, nothing. I didn't know anything as far as online, meaning when I'm talking online, I'm talking coding and stuff like that. I still don't know, but at least I know the basics, HTML, WordPress, CSS, and a little bit,
Mm.
So, and it got me interested as far as the automations, and I started looking into it, and I dabbled a little bit with ManyChat. I know the big MC, and um, I still have, I think, all kinds of flows or whatever, but I mean, they're useless. And after that, I picked up an LTD on Oremon. I don't know if you know it. Yeah, I'm sure you know of it.
No,
No?
I haven't heard
No,
of
I
it.
haven't heard of it. Oremon is, I think it's an Indian outfit. I think they're out of India, if I'm not mistaken, India or Pakistan. Anyways, they're pretty big in the sense of, I think they have a full team working. And that was my first big, you could say, dabble into the automations, like chat and all of that. But as far as then the other side, Chat GPT is concerned, I started working on Chat GPT, I think 2 months after it launched or something like that. My wife works on it. She's written about 200 books, ebooks.
Wow.
Yeah, ebooks, journals. Now she's doing a series of children's books, and they're all published in Amazon.
Oh, wow. That's good. Awesome.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, they accept them. She does a lot of work.
Yeah.
So
It's like it.
that's basically, our a little bit of the background. So I fell on Chatbot Builder, and I really got hooked with Ryan and you guys. It's like, wow, okay, where
It's
have I
contagious. It's contagious. Yeah.
been?
Yeah.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
when you spoke about, I believe it was the wallet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you spoke about being in the restaurant industry, you said, whoa, I still have a lot of contacts in there. I still know a lot of owners. I still know quite a few people. And if I can get my hands on something that's, obviously French first,
Yeah.
right? And then, from there on. So
Yeah.
you have you have a bit of background knowledge on myself.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I was going to mention that you must have still a lot of the contacts, in the industry that, and not just the contacts, but their pain points, their challenges as well, right? Um, since before the pandemic, I had a client, one or two clients that were in the restaurant space. It was not my forte. It was not my bread and butter because we were doing stuff on the e-commerce space, Shopify, Amazon, and those brands, those clients usually have more flexible budgets. They're very in tune with data and those metrics that matter to them. So we were steering hard and fast in 2020 towards e-commerce, but the pandemic came, and so we shifted. And the reason why, in part, was because my mentors were developing solutions for that space for restaurants, and I had a personal experience with when my mother and I and my brother migrated from Colombia to New York when I was a kid. I saw my mother coming back from work. She traded her office job in Colombia for a waitress job here in the United States. So as a single mom, she raised us counting dollars every time she came home. She would count her money. And as a little kid, I remember seeing her every single day just counting her tips. And fast forward, sometime, I don't know, a decade or some years later, when the pandemic came, that's not my mom's story anymore or mine, but I was in the digital space, and I saw, I was excited to provide solutions to some clients that matter. And when I saw that every business in the world really that 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 thrived on that consumer interactions was just hurting, I couldn't help but to think about those restaurants and those people who worked at restaurants, right? It's not just single moms, it's not just immigrants, it's, you know, it's people who are in between jobs. I was a waiter, right? Back in the day, back in New York, just coming out of when I get kicked out of high school. So I couldn't help but to think about those people, you know, college students, perhaps, you know, just you know, making a living. Um, and we got to work, you know, and one of those clients were skipping their payments, and it was just like $200 a month. That client skipped like 3 payments, but I knew what we had in the oven. I knew what we had may work. So I continued working on his, you know, on his restaurant or his digital. He had a website, of course, a Facebook page, and we had a ManyChat bot. And we knew that in ManyChat was too tough to build, you know, menus with all the variables and everything that people wanted. So we found, you know, other external applications that, together with ManyChat and with a simple QR code in a magazine that he was already advertising on, we were driving orders left and right. And now that client lasted with us 4.5 years. We recruited more clients in that space. That's when ManyChat paid attention to us, because, you know, I got on social media, I got on local talk shows here that were excited about what we were doing. And that's when we earned the Emerging Agency Award in 2020. I mean, it was a small operation, and that gave us more attention. So we continued, you know, we continued that path. You know, now we're providing stuff that is, you know, we couldn't even conceive back with ManyChat, right? The fact that you mentioned, hey, you know, we need a solution that speaks in French, not speaks, but, you know, communicates in French. It even speaks in French, right?
Yeah.
To do that in ManyChat, you know, we'd have to build one flow in English, one other flow in French. We had to translate it. You know, it was cumbersome. So when I saw this, and Ryan showed me this a long time ago before I got in, before I paid attention. And if anything, that's one of the things that I don't regret it, but I think I should have acted with more curiosity enough to, you know, to accept that there were other solutions out there, right? So yeah, when I say this is contagious, it's, you know, it's because it is, you know, I'm so excited to just provide solutions to not just restaurants, but, you know, we're presenting for a team of uh, attorneys in the blockchain and cybersecurity space, um, where, you know, no longer I feel inadequate, right? No longer I feel like there are limits to what we can provide, but the other way around, the limits are only in our minds and in our prompting, in our communication, right? Because the AI will do basically whatever we want it to do. So I'm excited, man, with the community that we have with Chatbot Builder, with the leadership. You know, it's, you know, I just I feel committed, you know, not just to my clients, but to the community, to the AI space in general, because we have a huge responsibility right now. And you know, I'm just eager to see how we can, you know, collaborate, provide you with some solutions. The digital card helped, and this is the center, this is the core of my presentation next week. And I presented in 2019 about chatbots are the new funnels, in 2021 with now e-commerce for restaurants. That was when we were able to provide, you know, the real case studies with some of the things that we were doing. Now the center of my presentation at its core is retention. How do we get people to come back and come back with their friends? And why that is the forgotten part of the funnel, because we have top of funnel attention, middle of funnel conversation, and sales, which is the conversion. But what I'm going to showcase is retention. There's so much more after that sale. There's so much more after that conversion that a lot of people are missing the mark. And we've been able to relieve that with retention programs. That is the bread and butter for me, for, you know, for the clients that I work with for the past 4 years. And that digital card is more than a cool branded, you know, thing that it just hosts itself on your Apple Wallet, you know, app. That card just, you know, it does so much, both in the marketing perspective, We can track sales that come from that channel. We can communicate through push notifications, but also in the mindset of the people who are part of that program. It's just wired in the human brain's mind that we want to be part of something bigger than ourselves, right? We want to be part of a tribe. And
Totally.
when we go to when we fly, or when we go to hotels and people get upgraded or people get the first dibs at their seats or whatever, we want to know how you get into that club, right? We're like,
Yeah.
hey, how do I get into, and how do you get into that club? By spending more or by coming back more frequently. So that just like, it works so well, for these brands. Retention programs are just wonderful. We all are part of some sort of loyalty programs, whether we like it or not, whether we know it or not. We're all part of something like that. So that is in essence what I've been able to just carve my micro niche in automation and retention with some of these folks, and really sharpen my axe there.
Mm-hmm. How when you're contacting, let's say your let's call this, okay, your knee jerk or 20-second pitch, elevator pitch would be what for the wallet? Let's say you were in the elevator and you're with a couple of restaurant owners. What would be the snap? Let's say that pitch, that thing that will get them.
Yeah, I would simply ask them how you're making your customers come back, right? So one thing that we learned is that the number one challenge of a restaurant is how to get people through those doors. The number two challenge is how to get them to come back,
Back again.
right? Yeah, so I would ask that, how are you getting those people to come back to, as a repeat customer, or how many repeat customers are you having per month, right? Most restaurants don't have an idea of that, and rightfully so. So we're asking questions that leave them with questions, right?
Mm.
We're asking questions not so much on the tech space or the metrics, because you'll lose them. But when you ask them how many people are coming back, every month that already checked out your restaurant, they might not know that. So we leave them with that question, and it's a simple answer, right? We can help you. Let's carve 20-30 minutes. I know you're busy, but let's carve 20-30 minutes of your time where I can show you some things, and not just show you a theory, but this is what we're doing with another restaurant. Data. Now you present some data, although you don't bombard them with that, but now we present some opportunity, and not only present them a chart or whatever, but we show them a bot. And when they trigger that bot inside in their phones, right,
Mm-hmm.
they start to get it. That's one thing that we were talking about in Ryan's podcast the other day. I was vomiting words that they don't understand, but I knew then that I needed to change my approach and keep it super simple. And that's when I started to get the attention of local restaurants, and my team started to get the attention of restaurants in their countries. We implemented Wallet already in about 4 or 5 countries in different 4 or 5 cities in different countries, in different languages, right? So when I was seeing, the Spanish folks implement this in Colombia, in Mexico, in South Florida recently, it works. It works. And one other thing, most recently we've been approached by a team of consultants who do consulting for restaurants and hotels in 6 countries. They express to us how much they understand the power of retention, and how much they understand when a business owner wants to sell their restaurant, they want to exit. If they don't have a list of people who are continuously coming back to the restaurant and a way to communicate with them, their value just decreases, right? So we see smart companies like Starbucks and Sephora, and the airlines, they have millions of people in these loyalty programs that, at the click of a button, they send an email, they send a push notification, and people are aware, how can I get more points? That's that the reward first, the carrot at the end of the stick, And then, of course, to get that carrot, you need to spend more. So it works really well for the brands and for the psyche of the consumer.
Okay. So how would we go about as far as pushing this out in this, as far as a local market here, and obviously even out in even out in Ontario? I still have some contacts down in Sarasota, down in Tampa. I've got several how do you call it, franchise owners
Yeah.
down in Tampa and Sarasota that I can talk to.
Yeah.
But obviously the question is going to be, okay, what are you talking about? What can we see, or how can we see it, or what do you know? How can I reveal to them the power of what it is that I'm talking about?
Yeah, no,
Right?
that's a fair question. So here's a possibility. So the consultants we work with right now, they don't want to learn how to build a chat bot and much less the wallet integration. They don't want anything to do with that. They send us pre pre-massaged, conversations. They know a guy who knows a guy who implements, and they put their client in a Zoom just like this. They might or might not attend, or if they attend, they just hang out and they just answer some questions that is relevant to them. But when they put us in front of them, we show them a few things, right? And we close deals because they come prepared to see something that you have talked about, right? You have that conversation. You prepare them to attend a conversation with us, and we implement, right? But you have an advantage because you're in the community, right? You can either have us implement, or you can have us implement while you learn how to implement until you just implement yourself,
I
right?
like that.
Yeah, because we don't want anybody to become dependent on us, right? That's one thing. I told Pedro, I told all these guys that work with me, I told guys, when you want to do your own thing, man, I'll root for you. I'll root for you. I'm not gonna hold you like, to, dependent on us. Because I know how it is. I had mentors in the past, and when it was my time to leave and work on my own, that's what I did. I don't burn any bridges. I love to keep those relationships, fruitful and without, blemish, so that maybe down the road we do something else. So we can start to explore that. I don't speak French though, but AI speaks French well. And maybe you do. I don't know. Do you speak French? Are you fluent in French?
I speak French, English,
Oh,
and Greek.
beautiful. I mean, yeah, I did see that your last name is kind of from a Greek background. So, but I didn't want to assume, right? So, I mean, that's beautiful because we can leverage the relationships that you
Right.
have already, the influence that you have already, and your ability to communicate in their language, so that together with some of the experience that we have hands-on and your willingness to learn how to implement, right? We can leverage some good opportunities there potentially.
Okay, excellent. Now, what do I refer them to, or where do I refer them to? Do I build, let's say, my own site, or do I add it to a site, or you understand, like, what exactly should I convey?
Yeah, no, and it's that's a question that is I'm taking notes here as we go, and I'm recording because this is important for us to be able to provide the people who are associated with us with the tools, or the snapshot, right, of what's possible, right? So we're going to create a landing page, maybe that's generic, where you can drive your prospects, or if you have something already, maybe we can do that. Maybe a bot that speaks their language and then drives some conversations to a calendar, that would be awesome too. um and 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 see what happens, right? I think once we score a deal where we 30 to 60 days we have some data, we can then leverage that, what we're doing with this restaurant, and just multiply it. So yeah, the what we're doing for this launch for the Wallet Club, and Ryan has been so amazingly welcoming of the wallet element for his community and for his tool. that we want to provide something that is almost ready for people to implement. So they don't have to go and learn how to implement, but we have the templates for these very intricate, multi-ranking loyalty programs where the more points they accumulate, the more discounts they get. Of course, the points are relative to how many dollars or how many, I don't know in Quebec what the currency is. I must admit, but we can build some things that are almost ready to go. Of course, we will have to understand the customer's needs and tweak those things accordingly and unlock some more features as we prove our service is working. So what we have is fully scalable, and can't wait until I release it to to the entire community.
Oh my God, yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
The one thing that I can ask you is actually there's a couple of things, and I don't want to take a lot of your time, but
I'm good.
one of it um is there a possibility to take somebody for about 30 days, not charge them something, get them to feel the whole thing? Is that a possibility? What do you think?
I think that there could be, although that probability would require something really basic, right? The what we have already developed that's working for clients, that's what we have available, right? So we don't have like a freebie build out, although I wouldn't discount it right now, the possibility, but then that would require a little bit more waiting, right?
Right.
I think that I mean, to this day, no one has said, "Hey, I want my money back," right? Because if I don't provide results, I don't deserve to call you my client for a long time, right? I'm a firm believer of that. There have been situations where other clients from different niches have been wanting to work with me, like realtors, for instance, and I have not found that experience, right? That I can firmly say, yeah, I can find you results, and because it's not my niche. It's not there may be solutions for them, but it's not my niche. So I'm selective in the client acquisition process. And if I don't feel confident that I can find results for a niche or for a prospect, I don't even get into that conversation, right? So the freebie thing, I think that's something that we were doing back with ManyChat, some time ago when we were trying new things, when we were trying to earn clients. Right now,
Right.
clients are just coming to us and the other way around, right? So I think that there was a time to provide free stuff for 30 days and as a trial, but I think we've graduated from that class already.
So then basically what I would need from you, right? And if you can just let me know
Mhm.
when, is that reference when you said, a generic landing page or a generic place where, we can input, where can we refer? Let's say I go and talk to a client, somebody's got 2, 3 restaurants. Okay, that's nice. I spoke to them. Where do I go back now? You understand? Like,
Yeah.
wh- where are my stuff that I
No,
can?
that's good. So here's a thought. I think that with a landing page with some information, maybe some videos and some testimonials, then we can then have a bot that would pre-qualify and schedule a Zoom with these people. How do you feel about that?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Course. That would
cool.
be excellent. Because then I can talk to whomever it is, right?
Mhm.
I mean, I just one person's got like 25 restaurants.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Yeah,
one chain. You understand? Then I
yeah.
have another chain which has stores all over Canada, some in Florida, and some in Greece.
Oh, wow, beautiful.
You understand? So I mean, we can hit like all different sorts, but I want to go and speak to somebody. I don't want to be like, oh, okay, let me get you in touch with it. It doesn't look professional. We want to
Yes,
look
yes.
professional. We want to look good at the
Yeah.
same time, you know?
Absolutely, and thank you for that mention because as we progress and as we serve bigger caliber of brands, this is what it takes, right? We, like I said, we no longer are doing other things that we did years ago, and at the same token, we have to elevate that level of confidence and of results for the brands who we work with. So we're learning as it goes, and trying to optimize our processes, our internal processes as well.
Right. Okay. So then I'll wait for your like okay, we got it.
Yeah,
Or
I mean, we can find we can put something together fairly quickly. I think that after I get back from the conference, I'll have some things, in my checklist already checked. So after the conference next week, when we get back, I think will be a great time to circle back and take some action.
okay, excellent. What I'll do is I'm gonna start planting seeds anyways.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
That
no
works
matter
well.
what, but I won't go further than planting
Mhm.
seeds till
Yeah,
I've got something that's solid in the sense
yeah.
that I can refer them back.
Sounds
Okay.
good. I like that plan.
All right.
Jimmy, it's
Okay.
been great talking to you and meeting you.
Same here. All the best. And I'll be
Talk soon.
following
Stay
you.
connected in the community.
All right. Bye.